What's the dumbest thing someone has told you? Friend in high school told me he didn't take the SAT because he heard it's easier the second time. How does that make ducking sense? Edit. He said this about 6-7 years ago. His life turned out exactly how you'd imagine it would after saying that. I'd love to know what he ended up getting on the SATs. That windshield wipers wear out faster in the middle. Because that's the part you look through the most often. As if your sight is an energy beam that degrades the rubber or something. Damn, I'm stealing that one for sure. Overheard some lady saying her daughter isn't allowed to watch YouTube anymore because that's how people track you. She got this information from Facebook. Edit. To make things a little clearer, the lady believed that a stranger would track down her daughter through YouTube and kidnap her. The daughter just watched things. No posting videos or commenting on stuff. I used to work at Whole Foods and customers who were Prime members wouldn't scan their Amazon Prime for sales because they didn't want to get tracked. Yet they still bought things on Amazon and use cell phones and credit cards and the internet. I'd rather a company know what apples I like instead of all the other information they probably have on me. I worked at a museum and had to let a girl go because she was going around telling everyone that dinosaurs weren't real because no animals can breathe fire. She was a law student. I mean, she had the laws of biology down at least. Just not common sense. The direction can't be north because it's diagonal and north has to be in a straight line. What? Ouch. The stupidity physically hurts. That South Pole is hot because it's south. Edit. To all of you saying that this is a common misconception with kids. True, but the person that said this was 18 at the time. A girl asked that in my geography class. I was trying to not laugh when I looked at my friend and laughed really hard. I felt bad for her, but I just couldn't help it. The situation was just so funny. Could be worse. At least there's some logic to the reasoning. A kid on my water polo team in high school once asked the whole locker room what part of China Africa is in. We double checked because we figured he meant what part of Asia India is in. But no. There was a kid at my school who said his mom didn't let him watch SpongeBob because she didn't want the gay spirits in the house. A few years later he told everyone he was a furry, so IDK what changed over that time. I guess they got to him. My stepsister told me we should see the PG-13 movie because PG meant pretty good. I wish I were joking. Edit. She wasn't a little kid when she said this. She was 19. Movie was Breaking Dawn Part 2. Take that however you want, lol. Then NC-17 means it's for nice children. I have a friend who says the dumbest things. She wanted a dress that was a shallow blue, the opposite of a deep blue. She thought that all lions were male and all tigers were female. She was counting and she said 47, 48, 49, 4010 inches 4010. She thought that Alaska and Hawaii were the same place and those were just two different names for them. I have a lot more of these. Edit. She also thought there was a Virginia, West Virginia, and East Virginia. Edit 2. She thought that countries don't have capitals. I have a friend like this too. Except it's my niece and she hasn't started kindergarten yet. That the post office doesn't ship mail to the Netherlands because you can't send physical mail to hell. Just wanted to mail a postcard to my family in Eindhoven. Math isn't real. Like if I said 2 + 2 = 5 it would be true. This was from a nursing student. There are 4 lights. I am so slim because I follow a diet of hydrocarbons that my doctor recommended me. My friend said this while we were jogging in the morning. In the morning I have a nice sip of kerosene. Why are people Canadian? I'm Canadian. And I often ponder this over a steamy poutine. A friend heard somewhere Mr. Rogers was a sniper and he got a new tattoo for every hill. That is why he wore a sweater. While it's not true, it's a common rumor in the Marine Corps. I heard it from a drill instructor in boot camp nearly 20 years ago. He wasn't even in the military. That birds are mammals because they have meat. Is there an animal without meat? You're twins? No, you're not. You can't be twins if you don't look alike. Right single quotation mark. Mom, we're fraternal. It's not an MLM. You have to pay for those and they are illegal. I only paid £50 to get started. It's not a pyramid scheme. I just paid to join and make most of the money from people I've recruited. NASA makes up everything about space in order to convince us the Earth is round. So the world governments can keep the hidden civilizations at the edge of the world a secret. Not even kidding with that. My friend 100% believes that. Edit. Sorry, I should clarify. He actually think the Earth is flat and infinite. So the edge is where the government apparently has prevented people from getting past. So he doesn't believe there's a literal edge of the world. Which is much more interesting than other flat Earth theories. I was walking in a very popular touristy park in the city I live in. There is a totem pole at the edge of the park that is very nice. While walking past, I was asked by someone, where can I buy seeds to grow one of these trees? Person points to the totem pole. I said it's a totem pole. They are carved from a tree. You can't grow them yourself. The person was flabbergasted. Edit. The park in question was Beacon Hill Park in Victoria, BC. Every May, thousands of people come to the city during cruise ship season and ask locals ridiculous questions for no apparent reason. The person asking was a middle-aged woman. At the time I was in my early 20s and, for reference, I'm also a woman. It was definitely not a joke. She was visibly shaken by the news. Edit 2. Okay. I've been asked more questions since this post. People from the area get it. But during tourist season, dumb questions are par for the course. Examples being, can we take a quick day trip to Lake Louise? 10-hour drive plus ferry ride. No. When do you feed the whales? We don't. Can I walk to Vancouver from here? No. Does the President of Canada live at the legislature? No. Does Vancouver Island have special money? I only have American or Canadian. We are part of Canada. No. Yes? I'll pay with Visa. Some dude told me I spelled my name wrong. Edit. My name is Pidgeous, sounds like Pijos, so people think it's spelled Pijos, but they are wrong. It's not Pijus, the J is pronounced differently, but it still made me laugh. Adam and Eve were white because they have seen pictures. Wait. So you are trying to tell me that our sun is a star? What are all those other things? I proceed to show her an observable universes size comparison video. Humans can't look that far. I can't even see the moon sometimes. This is my friend, F18. Edit. Whoa, I never thought this would blow up. But just saying. My friend is not stupid. She just doesn't know shit about space, so I found this really funny. Have a great life, everyone. Are the Greeks from Ireland? My wife at the time, came home late. Said she had a flat tire and that her and her girlfriend were able to put the spare on. I taught her that. Then she said there was something she didn't understand. She said she saw a screw in the tire and wanted to know that if the screw was in the top of the tire, why was the bottom flat? 10 or so years ago, when I was arguing over the pronunciation of a word with my brother, he told me the dictionary is wrong. Wasn't something told to me, but that I have heard. Happened at a former workplace. Co-worker, to my boss, can I have Monday off? It's my anniversary. Boss, you got married on a Monday? That John Lennon was in fact the first president to be assassinated. There's a conspiracy theory going around. It may only be one guy promoting it, that's Stephen King killed John Lennon. This seems to be wholly based on a photo of Lennon with his assassin where the guy looks a little like Stephen King did in the early 80s. That the sun is not a star. The big yellow one is the sun. Alaska was an island. I can see how one may think that due to the way it is often presented on US maps alongside Hawaii. Had a co-worker say that the Indians killed everybody when we were talking about Thanksgiving. Whoop. That one's a doozy. That their teacher told them they had a high IP. I know he meant IQ, but seriously. After my wife passed away, like a week after, My father told me I should go to the Philippines and just hang my passport around my neck and take my pic. That's not stupid. That's ducking tasteless. Me. A deli clerk, would you like a slice of cheese? Sir? Said sir, no thanks, I'm driving. What? You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel. A teacher told me, and the rest of my class, the earth was flat something like 25 years ago when I was in high school. I had never heard of a flat earther at that time, and I remember thinking how much of an idiot the person was and questioning with my classmates how that person was supposed to teach us anything. I'm doing amazing considering what I got as a child, my dad who screams at and occasionally beats his children. The spork is the devil's utensil because it's the amalgamation of masculine fork and feminine spoon. Trying to blur gender lines in society. Okay. I've read a lot of stupid shit on this thread. But this is takes the cake. Dear heavens. I bet they considered it a smart observation too. Like whoever it is has been dying to make this intelligent and searing piece of social commentary to wow the masses. Masculine fork. Stfu. Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to act like it. Oh that right there. That's a doozy. Stop doing that, you're not Asian to someone who is South Asian. Exactly what was he doing? My slightly insane boss said that she can't drinking water without a drop of orange juice because it breaks the water down. It had to be orange juice as well. Not orange squash. How did our ancestors ever manage to drink water ? That rabbits come from eggs. The Easter Bunny was a lie this whole time? Calories don't matter. This was said to me by a coworker after I told them I lost over 70 pounds by, you guessed it, counting calories. Calories are pretty much all that matters. Like sure, some people can eat 3000 calories a day and maintain weight. And some people will gain weight eating 2000 calories a day. But the 3000/day eater would lose weight eating 2000 calories a day. The reason your veins are blue is because your blood is blue and your eyes make you see red. Patrick James, PJ Ryan. Itch. Please. He probably saw that photo of a guy putting glow juice in his hand. Edit. Holy truck nuts, this is my first 3k, I hope I get featured in AskReddit. Also here's a pig warning. Why learn history if it's in the past? Asked our teacher this with a smug look. I can leave Earth jumps, I left Earth for a second. Heard one similar to this. She said that your blood was actually blue and when you cut yourself, the oxygen in the air turns it red. Tried telling me a doctor told her. DR. Google disagreed. Edit. Till more people believed in this than I thought. Edit 2. I'm sorry for all the beliefs I've shattered with this comment. My uncle would often brag about how strong he was. Growing up, he would tell me and my brother how he wrestled grizzly bears and swam with sharks. He'd tell us how he could lift up cars and basically take down any man who would dare challenge him. He would then let us wrestle him to the ground and do some WWE style moves on him as a big joke. He'd grab us by the testicles and then pin us. He'd hop right back up and tell us that's why he is the strongest man in the world. A girl once told me she was a vegan, but due to her medical condition she was required to eat meat, which she did, but still considered herself a vegan. Ariana Grande has said she is vegan yet still wears leather boots and buys leather handbags. On that note, I knew a boy that would judge my son for eating meat, a burger and fries, and said that his dad had said, when you eat meat you turn evil. That's why I'm vegetarian. Eating meat makes you angry and mean. So I invited them out to ice cream with us and asked the dad what his son ate and what they ate, and he said, oh, he mostly eats pizza, chicken nuggets. Chicken, but he does eat meat and other Indian dishes. ? He followed up by saying he is vegetarian too but eats meat. I couldn't understand the logic there, lol. The TA for one of my classes in college said his parents didn't let him watch VeggieTales as a kid because vegetables aren't supposed to have souls. Relationships are a dispute for power. Men always cheat. All women are whores. Basically anything that comes out of a duck boy trying to justify their promiscuity as an enlightened lifestyle. It's weird to me that men who sleep with loads of women have such similar philosophies to men who can't sleep with any women. She didn't tell me, but her daughter, a little girl, asked her mother why the polar bears wouldn't go in the water. We were at the zoo and it was a sunny day, about 50 degrees outside. The mother responded, "Because it's too cold for them, honey." 5th grade teacher told us the asteroid belt existed because the planet Krypton exploded. Santa isn't real. PFFT. If Santa isn't real, then where did all these presents come from? And who is MRS? Claus's husband? That his IQ was 176 and that he was a millionaire multiple times. Comma, my old cellmate in county jail who was there for meth possession. And he didn't even have commissary. The little triangle button to turn on the hazard lights in the car actually makes the car fall apart. I believed in this until I was 12. Your parents probably told you that so you wouldn't fool around with the buttons, ha ha ha.